What's going on, champions? Homework is due today. Today, we get to answer the questions that I posed to you on last Friday's segment of Financial Friday. What's going on, champions? It's your coach MJ back at you with another episode of Sats and Success. It's time for us to learn and grow. So let's go. Yes. I hope you guys got a chance to watch last Friday's segment. If you didn't, please, ma'am, please, sir, go back and watch that video. And while you're doing that, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your bell notifications so the algorithm will do its part and push this content to you when it drops. Yes, I posed some questions to prove to many that most people don't understand money like they think they do. And some of you may be saying, well, listen, I've been using money all my life without being able to answer those questions. And I've done pretty good, so why should I have a better understanding of it now? And my question to you would be, okay, do you want to be pretty good or do you want to do really good? See, this is why I call you champions, because I don't subscribe to an average mentality. It doesn't take much to be above average. And I want people in this community, you ma'am, you sir, that's watching this video right now, I don't want you to be really good. Okay? Or pretty good, I'm sorry. I want you to be really good. Really, really good. All right? And it doesn't take much time, effort, or energy to do that. And so, in order for us to do that, we have to understand what our why is. Champions, it's our why that moves us every day. All right? Why do we go to work every day? Why? It's that why that moves us. We go to work so that we can put a roof over our head for our family. We go to work so that we can put food on the table for our family, clothes on the back for our family. That's why we do what we do. All right. That's what causes us to do what we do, to make the decisions that we make. And when we have a better understanding of what our money is doing, and why it's doing what it's doing, we can make better moves and better decisions to help us become financially healthier. And that is why I pose those questions, so that we can go deeper down into the rabbit hole and have an understanding as to why things are happening in the macro environment like they have been, like they are, like they will be. Okay? So let's dive into these questions. The first question I asked was, what branch of government is the Federal Reserve under? It's not under any branch of the government, not under the judicial, not under the executive. It's not under any branch. And the name in and of itself is diabolical, because it's that name that have people thinking that it's part of the government and that it actually has reserves. We'll get into that in a moment. Okay? So understand, the Federal Reserve is a privately held entity. Second question I ask, how does the Federal Reserve control the cost of money? Well, they control the cost of money by doing exactly what they did on Wednesday, lowering rates. See, they raise and lower rates to control the cost of money. And so now, and we'll get another rate cut in October, money's going to get cheaper to borrow. And with that, you're going to have people going out financing things that they really shouldn't be financing, like electronics and cars and things of that nature, because they're looking at the monthly payment will be cheaper. And they're not looking at the overall cost of that thing that they buy. See, if you go to Best Buy and or Walmart and go finance a television, a $2,000 television, because the payment is only $100 a month, you're like, oh, I can afford that. Well, you're not paying $2,000, even if you're paying $100 a month, because the interest, if you don't get 24 months same as cash, or 18 months same as cash, is going to have that television that you're financing cost you $2,500, $2,600. So this is scary, because money is about to get really cheap and people are about to go out financing things they really shouldn't be financing. So this is what the Federal Reserve, this is what they do. They control the amount of liquidity in the system by raising and lowering rates. All right. The third question I posed for you last week is, what is fractional reserve banking? See, banks are a Ponzi scheme. So, and they don't have your money. This is why if we were to make a run on the banks today, they would shut the banks down because they don't have our money in the accounts. This is what banks do when we go and put our money into the bank. They take it. As soon as it comes in the front door, it's going out the back door. They lend it to other people and they themselves, they invest it. And then they give you a crumb. Actually, they don't even give you a crumb of the profits. They let you sniff the profits that they're making off of our pooled money. Fractional reserve banking allows the banks to hold just what it says, a fraction of the funds that they receive in reserve. It's just a fraction. So if we put 100% of our money into the bank is able to keep a percentage of that in reserves. The rest of it, they lend out, they invest. They don't have our money. Okay. Number four, which is why you should take more control over your money. All right. Number four, what happened to the dollar in 1971? In 1971, Nixon took the dollar off of the gold standard. The dollar was pegged to gold, which means for every dollar that was in the system, we had to have that much in gold equivalents. Once that was depegged, once the dollar became depegged from gold, it turned it into fiat currency. And what has happened to every single fiat currency since the history of man? Every fiat currency since the history of man has always failed. Always. You want to know why, champions? Because the people in control of it, the centralized authority that controls the fiat currency, has always found a way to debase it. And it's no different today. Back in the day, they would clip the edges off of the gold and silver coins to debase the currency. Today, we just print it to debase it. And we are about to print a crap ton of it. And people for a little while are going to feel richer because some of this money is going to flow in your pockets because of the administration's stance of cutting taxes and things of that nature. But the effects of it, I'm telling you, champions, we got to get prepared. All right. That's why you got to tune in to the channel. All right. The fifth question I asked of you last week is it better for money to move or stay stagnant, and why? You want money to move. What is actually another term for money? Currency, right? Current is constantly moving. You want your money moving so that it can make more money. Perfect example. We were just talking about banks, right? What do banks do? I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we often hear this term, especially when the Bengals are playing or the Reds are playing, down at the banks of the Ohio River. Well, the banks of the Ohio River are used to make sure to stop the flow of water so that it doesn't flow into Kentucky or flow into downtown Cincinnati. And that's what banks do. They stop your flow of money. Okay. So we got to get our money moving so that it can grow and work for us. And the last question that I have for you, champions, what causes inflation? See, people go to the grocery store and they're like, oh man, the prices have gone up. And the last administration would have you to believe that inflation was caused due to corporate price gouging. That's not what causes inflation. What causes inflation is money printing. And again, I just told you, we are about to print so much money, our eyes will bleed. And when that inflation comes back, oh my God, from heaven, it is going to wreck so many people. And this is why I implore you to get your hands on as many hard assets as you possibly can. Silver, gold, my personal favorite, Bitcoin, real estate. Because when liquidity enters the system like it's about to, like it is already in the system, it drives asset prices through the roof. Because there's this theory called Gresham's Law. You guys know who Sir Thomas Gresham is? He was an English financier that said, when you have two forms of currency, the weaker currency will drive out the more valued currency. So the weaker the dollar gets, it will drive out the good money. Bad money will chase out the good money. And the good money will be hoarded in gold, silver, will hoard our money in Bitcoin, in the real estate, and it's happening right now. It's happening right before our very eyes. And this is why I ask these questions to you. I pose these questions to you so you have an understanding of what's happening and why it's happening. And that why, hopefully for you, is strong enough to have you sit down with your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your mom, your dad, the people that you care about most, and say, hey, let's start planning because I see what's happening and now I understand why it's happening. Let's start making sure that we plan so we can protect ourselves and better yet, create some generational wealth for ourselves and our family. Hey champions, that's all I got for you here on today. We always end this segment like this. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. You've been given some incredible knowledge here on today. The question that I have for you is, what are you going to do with the knowledge you've received here on today to bless and enrich your life? I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow on Satson Saturday. In the meantime, in between time, be blessed. I love you. I appreciate you. Peace.